In the headlines, President Muhammadu Buhari, Christian Association of Nigeria, and governors preach love, hope at Christmas. Zaria community threatens legal action after power surge killed 11 people. Fire guards a foam factory in Anambra. And on the foreign scene, fuel tanker explosion kills 10, injures scores in South Africa. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. Compliment of the season to you and welcome. I am Martia Umar. Welcome again. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians of victory over those who voluntarily seek the disruption of the peace of Nigeria. Buhari gave this assurance on Saturday in his Christmas message to Nigerians ahead of the year's celebration. He reminded Christians of the symbolism between Christmas and hope, Jesus Christ and humility, Christianity and grace. According to him, this is a season of love, joy and peace that should reflect among Nigerians everywhere and anywhere. He stated that this year's Christmas celebration will be unique because it will be his last as the president of Nigeria. He hopes that whoever succeeds him as president next year will build in his successes in infrastructure, food, security, anti-corruption, security and energy sufficiency. And the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has rejoiced with the Christian faithful on the occasion of this year's Christmas. Gbajabiamila said Christmas, which is marked to celebrate the birth of Jesus, is a period for sober reflection and rededication to his teachings and ways. In a statement by his Special Advisor, Media and Publicity, Larry Lasisi, the Speaker enjoined the Christian faithful and all the Nigerians to use the period to pray for a peaceful and successful general election in 2023. He said as the country was getting ready for the general elections, it was imperative for Nigerians to ensure any form of violence and acts that could undermine the peaceful conduct of the polls. Still on Christmas celebration, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has bemoaned the challenges confronting Nigerians, saying that the people are faced with uncertainty, fear and worsening poverty. The CAN president, Archbishop Daniel Oko, in his Christmas message said that in suffering for insecurity, harsh economy and others, he said despite this, religious and political leaders as well as media should use this Christmas season to reinforce the hope of the masses in a better and more peaceful and secure Nigeria come 2023. Archbishop Oko said the Yuletide season is a period of strengthening each other, noting that there is no difficult situation in the presence of Jesus and that Jesus cannot address as well, giving hope to the hopeless, comforting the oppressed and being the voice of the voiceless. Similarly, state governors in the Christmas messages re-echoed hope and love, telling Nigerians that though the country may be facing several challenges on different fronts, things will pan out better. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike said the Christian faithful should remember the true meaning of Christmas and emulate the Lord Jesus Christ's love and kindness by extending their hands to the less privileged. On his part, Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State described Christmas as a period marked by love, compassion, sacrifice, selflessness, and forgiveness, among others. Governor Ademola Adeleke shared similar sentiment with his Niger counterpart and reminded Nigerians that the season is another opportunity for governors, Nigerians to rededicate themselves to the true teachings of Jesus Christ, which echoed love. In his Christmas message to Lagosians, Governor Sanwo-Olu assured citizens that the government and the people of Lagos State will continue to be law-abiding, and he called on all to celebrate with moderation and know that the season is for sober reflection. In the same vein, Benue State's Governor Samuel Otom called for peace and religious tolerance between and among different adherents of faith as the antidote to occasional conflict in the country. He urged Christians in the country to remain steadfast in prayer to the Almighty God to intervene in the myriads of security, socio-economic and the political challenges facing the nation. And as part of the 2022 Christmas celebration, the House of Representatives Press Corps has donated food items and clothing to Cairo Orphanage Home in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Chairperson of the Press Corps, Grace Ike, who presented the items, called on well-meaning Nigerians to support indigent children and orphanage homes in the country. She reminded Nigerians to emulate Jesus Christ, who made tremendous sacrifices for mankind. Receiving the items on behalf of the children's home, the administrator, Musa Danjuma, thanked the Corps for the gesture and told the benefactors that the home was being managed by Social Development Department of the Federal Capital Territory. He also appealed for scholarships and other facilities that would enhance the educational pursuit of the children.
A lot of people will say, journalists, what are we doing here? Ours is to inform, is to educate, is to enlighten and, let the people know what is happening. But we are the conscience of the society, and that is why we are here. So we have our token to present. Do not look at it at the quantity of what we are giving. Look at the intention behind what we are doing. Yeah. Like I always say, it is good to give, and the greatest of it all is love. And love simply means affection. Christmas is the time to share love, to visit one another, and then share affection to one another. So we chose the orphanage home and this particular place to come let them know that we are brothers and sisters. They have blood running in them. These children are the leaders of tomorrow, whether we like it or not, and that's the more reason why we've decided to identify with them.
We have some in primary school, we have some in secondary, and we have undergraduate. Presently we have a undergraduate that is 400 level in University of Sokoto. One has graduated and got married on the 10th of December.
This year?
Yeah, 10th of December 2022. So educationally, just like, how costly it is, but support is from our supervising ministry, that is FCT, and donors like you came now. Some people bring cash, food, and all those things. So that's how we sponsor them up to university level.
The economic hardship sweeping across the country is taking its toll on the transportation sector in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. Some of the residents who spoke to Trust TV's Jimmy Azande said moving from one place to another has become a challenge due to the increase in fares. The report.
In the state capital, the premium motor spirit is sold between 250 and 300 naira per litre. The unavailability of the petroleum product and the consequent price hike have led to an increase in transportation fare for intra- and intercity shuttles. With an increased demand for available commercial vehicles, some of the residents lamented that many have resorted to walking long distances.
Actually, I came here thinking that it's the usual price I do take home. But all of a sudden, I was shocked to discover that it's almost ×2 of the normal price. And the money I'm holding here with me is not more up to the amount they are calling me. So I'm just so stranded right now. Not for this period, there will be additional price. And a lot of people are traveling. And I think it's because these people are traveling and they just decided to just increase this price. And
Others said the hike is as a result of the mass movement of people for the Christmas celebration. With no government mass-assisted vehicles, as was witnessed in the past, they said the situation is tensed.
Because of the Christmas period too, and another issue is the issue of petrol. Some people are complaining that the price of the petrol is now higher than expected. So I think these are the challenges.
Because of this fuel scarcity, and I'm suffering to buy fuel. You understand? So that we don't tire. I don't know how those local government can rectify it so that make the fuel come down.
The fuel station along that part, there's like a traffic jam because due to the increment of fuel, and the vehicle which I'm sitting in, I'm finding it difficult to pass through on my way to Boko. So that has been the issue right now, and that's what we're facing. That's like the challenge for the passengers. me and the other passengers and our driver and our
Many of the residents also said they have not experienced tough times like what they are passing through at the moment. They are hopeful that a new government in 2023 will make things better for all.
And away from Makurdi, the Benue State capital, the leadership of Gwargwaje community has threatened to institute legal action against the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company for supplying high voltage that led to loss of lives and property due to electrocution. The community had on Wednesday night suffered great losses as a result of what the electric company refers to as high tension line snap on low tension line, leading to high voltage. The report.
The leader of the community and chief imam of Gwargwaje Jumaat Mosque, Sharafuddin Salahuddin, said the community had already engaged the services of a legal firm to institute a suit against the electric company in order to secure compensation for victims of the incident. He said they are still compiling the list of those that lost their lives as well as level of damages suffered by the affected households.
And those that happens to be the victim, we call upon them, and we have already taken legal action in whereby we consulted a lawyer, leading by Barrister Ismail, and unanimously we agree that we are soliciting for the rights of deceased people and those who lost their properties.
Some members of the community lamented the loss of lives and property and appealed for assistance for victims from government and public-spirited individuals.
Honestly, we have a serious problem. Yesterday, we witnessed the electrocution of our loved ones as electric poles went up in flames late in the night. It is very disturbing that the KAEDCO usually restores power only at night when people are asleep. The services are not commensurate with the money we pay. We are appealing to government to come to our aid.
Sources say the death toll from incident keeps increasing by day as more victims who sustained various degrees of injuries are discovered. The prompt reportage of the incident by the press that attracted some officials to the area is highly appreciated. Right now, we have officially documented 9 names of the deceased, but the number keeps fluctuating. Even during Friday's sermon, I had the Imam saying that about 15 to 20 people have been reported dead. The community is hopeful that a lawsuit against the Kaduna Electricity will ensure justice for affected victims and also avoid future reoccurrence.
And still on matters relating to electrocution, a 36-year-old lady has been electrocuted to death in Jalingo, Taraba State capital. The unfortunate incident happened when the victim tried to plug her phone to charge. And according to eyewitness, the victim's hands, charger and phone were all partially burnt. The incident occurred Thursday evening of the Nukai area of Jalingo. Speaking to Trust TV, the victim's brother, John Ignatius, said that the area has been facing some electrical issues for 4 months without any solution.
Okay. What I heard about what happened was that when she entered, her charger was already on, like she was trying to plug her phone at the point. So at that plugging of the phone, I don't know actually, but what I heard about it was that the charger was already plugged in and NEPA brought light at the point. So she was trying to plug her charger at the point. So I was plugging the charger. I think that was when the incident happened, at the point when she was trying to plug the charger. So we don't know actually, but how we saw it, it was NEPA, because the charger was already there, and like from her hand, from the looks of her hands, it was a charger, like she held the charger, the both hands were already like burnt up during the incident. So actually we don't have anything to say here, but all to say that yeah, it was God's call. It was not our fault. Rather, we see the fall of the NEPA. Yeah. So what we are here is just that it has happened. We don't have anything to say.
You're still watching Trust TV News updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why Bajoga Market is the biggest grains market. Details of the story and more after the break. Stay with us.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Trust TV News updates and a recap of our top stories. We told you that President Muhammadu Buhari and the governors preach peace, love, hope at Christmas. And Zaria community threatened legal action after power surge killed 11 people. And moving on to more stories, the incident is the President Muhammadu Buhari has described the insinuation that he's no longer alive as but Jibril Aminu from Sudan ruling the country as the person currently directing affairs in the presidential villa as a joke that is not funny. The president said this in a documentary titled Essential Muhammadu Buhari, and shown on Friday night at a private dinner organized by his family and very close associates to celebrate his 80th birthday, tagged celebrating a patriot, a leader and an elder statesman. President Muhammadu Buhari, who said some Nigerians had a way of creating humor to feast on something they did not understand, said the rumor was the work of some mischief makers to demonstrate their cheekiness. He said his government's priority is to do infrastructure, make people aware that they need to work hard to live well. President Buhari also said he would not miss Aso Rock much because he was being harassed and his efforts to make the country better seem not to be good enough and appreciated by the people. Bajoga Grain Market, popularly known as Tudunhatsi Bajoga, is one of the largest grain markets in Gombe State, which provides livelihood to hundreds of Nigerians. Ibrahim Ismail, who visited the market on a typical busy day, examines its potentials and contributions to the economic growth in Gombe State. The report.
Although this is not where it started, the Bajoga Grain Market was founded more than 60 years ago. Popularly known as Tudunhatsi, the market hosts hundreds of grain merchants, retailers, laborers and transporters who convey the produce to different parts of the world. The Bajoga Grain Market, which operates on Thursdays, is a major selling point for maize, rice, beans, millet, and other varieties of grains. There are opportunities here. You can support young people who need start-up capital because of the blessings. Some don't have money, but they are making money, a lot of them. We buy sorghum, millet and beans. We transport beans to Taraba and sorghum to Zaria, Kaduna State. Hundreds of laborers make fortunes from conveying, loading and offloading grains. Babayo Isa lifts 100 bags of grains daily at the cost of 100 naira each. An individual makes 10,000 or 7,500 naira daily. I wish jobless youth can join us. We can help them to do this job. They will be proud. We give contributions. We support any laborer who had an accident to pay his transport fare and other bills, and we can support the market officially. Some of the grain merchants who doubled as farmers say they lost their produce to devastating flooding, a situation that affected the potentials of the Bajoga grain market.
Ni gona ina da su kusan gona guda 4 ko 5 bai fi ma guda 2 na tsira da shi ba.
I have about 5 farms, but I harvested only 2. I used to harvest 40 to 50 bags of millet, but I only got 4. I got a single bag of sorghum because the farmlands were washed away by floods.
The hope of these grain sellers, merchants and transporters in Bajoga Tudun Hatsi market is for the government to provide access roads that will give them opportunity to convey their goods easily from various villages to this Tudun Hatsi market, which will go a long way in boosting their own socio-economic activities in the area. From Bajoga Tudun Hatsi market, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
And the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, in Plateau State, has disclosed that why the prices of Irish potatoes have skyrocketed in the state despite being the major producer of the commodity in the country. The association disclosed this in an exclusive interview with Trust TV in Jos, saying several factors including excessive rainfall during the rainy season and this year had contributed to the development of the hike in prices. Adom Musa completes the report.
The large potato production from Plateau State, according to PotatoPRO.com, a leading information source for the global potato industry, has made Nigeria the 4th biggest producer in sub-Saharan Africa. However, despite being the #1 producer in Nigeria, stakeholders said the price of Irish potatoes this year is the highest in the last 2 decades in the state, with a 50 kg bag selling between 45 and 50,000 naira. Some consumers say the current price of the potato was beyond their reach and resorted to cheaper alternatives. John Jindab, state chairman of AFAN, said millions of naira were lost in this year's potato farming and spoke on reasons behind the hike in the price of the potato.
The issue of prices of potato with the climate change, the excessive rainfall this year and the potato blight, which was very severe. Almost 92% of what was produced during the wet season, the potato blight affected it. So most of the farmers are now on the field so that they can try the dry season, because the climate change made the rain very excessive, that all what they have produced became a waste. That is why you are seeing the current prices of potato in the market.
Asked if the demand for the crop is not a contributing factor to the increase in price, the AFAN chairman has this to say.
At the harvest season, it was still high because it's not just a matter of demand. The demand is there really, but it is not available because almost all, about 90-something% of the farmers suffered losses. You know the demand will be very, very, very high.
The chairman, however, said lessons had been learned and explained how the challenges could be overcome ahead of the next farming season.
Sometimes it's we, the farmers. We don't follow the best agricultural practices because there are remedies. Those who followed it suffered only minimal costs, losses. But we are believing that people have learned a lot because so many even have lost their lives because of the trauma of what happened. You know, this is climate change and we have to adapt to it. So by adopting the modern and best agricultural practices, I think all these things will come to pass.
Although the prices of food commodities in the market have generally increased, the current price of potato is preventing households from eating it. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And on a very disturbing note, a fire has gutted the Matter Foam industry located near St. Albert Catholic Church, Odumel-Bosi in Anambra State. The incident is contained in a statement signed by the Fire Chief of Anambra State Fire Service, Martin Agbili. According to the statement, at about 6 a.m. on Saturday, the fire service received a distress call that there was a fire outbreak at the Matter Foam industry. He said they immediately deployed there are 3 fire trucks and firefighters to the scene. The fire chief said that the cause of the fire was not yet known, noting that a lot of things were saved as they prevented the fire from spreading to nearby buildings. Agbili reiterated the need for residents to know that Nigeria is at the peak of the Harmattan season and should avoid anything which can cause a fire outbreak at this period. And away from Nigeria, at least 10 people have died and 40 others were injured in South Africa when a fuel tanker exploded in a city near Johannesburg. According to the emergency services spokesman William Ntladi, the explosion took place on Saturday morning in the city of Boksburg after the tanker, which was transporting liquefied petroleum gas, got caught beneath a bridge close to hospital and houses. Several houses and vehicles have been damaged by the explosion. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. On behalf of the news crew, my name is Martia Umar. Compliment of the season once again. Stay tuned.